didn't even have an appointment, Derek. She didn't even have an appointment. She didn't even have a scheduled appointment.
I like how it bothers you so much.
Because they're cutting your f***ing tongue in half. I'm Jenny J. Wow. You bitch. You garbage Jersey Shore people. They are some of the bottom of the barrel of humanity.
That was random and just out of this. Dude, I used to watch that show. You didn't like Jersey Shore? I used to love watching that show back in the day, dude.
That's like a semi-hate watch for me.
It's like watching a train wreck, dude.
Sure.
Right? Yeah, you're watching a train wreck, dude. You're watching because you hate the people. You're hate watching.
They're terrible. I think I told you this before, but back in the day, I think this was before we even met, but I would just spike all my hair out. I wouldn't even get it like cut or trimmed up. I would just spike it all out like Goku.
You look like fucking Pauly D, dude. You ready to go DJ at the nightclub, dude? You remember the South Park episode? Now. That shit was hella funny. The New Jersey South Park episode. It was like when they were trying to take over like Colorado. They came to Colorado and Jersey Shore was like taking over. There was getting like spray tans and shit and the hairdos. It's really funny. You should watch it.
They're all over the place. America is a melting pot, not only of like different races, but also different like sects of society.
Yeah,
Guidos are a subtype of humanity. You know what I'm saying?
Jaeger bomb t-shirt time. I remember that show, dude.
I mean, they were getting laid, so clearly there's women out there that are subscribing to that.
Oh, they love it. There's chicks that still think those dudes are hot. I think they think it's still on, dude. I haven't watched it in forever.
I gotta say, man, the DJ Pauly D guy, I think is quietly capitalized on the fame the most.
I agree.
Mike the Situation guy got off cocaine and is in recovery and writing books about it and shit. I'm like, you are not qualified to be giving anyone life advice, but also
good for him for turning it around, you know. But no, I think like JWoww did pretty good, and then Snooki because they got like some businesses and shit. I mean, they're doing fine off of a reality shows. They're
writing books,
just being trash. Yeah,
I don't know if they're writing the books.
Nah, they have ghostwriters and telling them.
I did the crazy spiked out hair, and there was one time I think I was visiting Caitlin when she was in college at Denver University, and some guy from New York he also had his shit blown out, and he was like, "Sick blowout, bro." And I was like, "This is the last time I ever do my hair like this, ever." For the rest of eternity.
Oh, dude, I feel instant shame, dude, and just regret. And just,
now I kind of want to do it for the memes and just like, I would have to get some in-ear monitors so you could see the full glory. Maybe I will, just strictly for that.
Oh, dude, he came with sick blowout, bro, and he was like, you just died on the inside a little bit, probably.
I'm a mess. Yeah.
Well, dude, I used to do the bleached hair thing. I bleached my hair. Remember the Eminem faz? Everybody wanted to bleach
Slim Shady.
Hair.
Did you have to put the condom cap on your head where you take the little hook and pull individual strands out at any moment while they were poking in and pulling out individual strands? Were you like, maybe I shouldn't get bleach tips right now?
I was hyped up, dude. I was like, this could look sick, dude. But it burnt, dude. That shit burned hella bad. Bleaching your hair, dude, you put my head on fire.
I've never dyed my hair. Do you remember?
You never bleached or dyed it? Nothing?
Never.
Oh, really?
Not
I didn't know that.
Time.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I used to do like the ice spiker gel, the colored gel. That was my edgy way. Like, look, I got red hair.
So I've bleached my hair and I've dyed my hair black. So
Derek was in his metal phase.
There was one time I wanted to do like black and red. I thought it would look sick when I was like really metaled out. You know what I'm saying? When I'm younger, that would probably be sick with the streak, like Misfits.
That's why you don't do the things that you think would be awesome when you're younger. For example, when I was like 19, I thought getting one of the Veritas Aequitas tattoos from Boondock Saints would be cool. And I wanted to do it, I think like 19, 20, 21, and I never did. And thank I didn't, because I've seen so many people with Boondock Saints themed tattoos. Yeah,
I have a fun one for you.
That shit is so corny.
I had a friend pierce my tongue in his bathroom. Did I tell you about that or talk about that on the?
Well, clearly you let it heal because we don't hear.
Yeah, I don't have my tongue pierced anymore, obviously.
People that have their tongue pierced are unhinged. Like,
well, we thought it was cool, right? Like the
flag.
piercings and shit. Like, remember the nose piercing, like to the side, was like, oh, he looks so hot, you know?
Did you ever have your nipples pierced?
No, that would be insane. No, the tongue was gnarly, and then I later found out that if you hit a certain, like, there's an artery in your tongue, and if you hit it, you can die. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, because that's an artery that carries blood.
And I had my buddy in a bathroom just jabbing. Yeah, dude, and it just popped. I was like, oh. I remember I couldn't talk for a couple of days, dude, and my parents came over, and I was just kind of like,
what the is that movie where there's the two guys and they're hitmen or something, and the one guy's tongue pierced. I swear to God, this is a thing. I'm gonna look it up at a certain point.
Leave that in, dude.
It wasn't because he was downsy or anything. It was because his tongue was going and fill up his whole mouth. And at one point in the movie, somebody was like, "Why are you talking all weird?" And he went, and you could see his giant fat tongue with a piercing in it. That shocks me. I never would have guessed.
I know. I thought that was funny. It just came to my mind. Yeah, I did do that.
How
and then
fucking
I had
intense.
it for like 2 weeks, and then I pulled it out. But I got plugs in my ears. I had gauges in my ears.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, which was cool. But that was like the craziest I ever went. And then I got one tattoo. I'm one tattoo. I know you have a bunch. I got one. But.
Man, it was so funny because I had the gauges too. You could probably do this as well because I feel like yours were a little bigger than mine.
I had twos, if you remember the gauges. It's like 00 was like the biggest or whatever.
Nah. So I had some diamond earrings that belonged to my mother, and I got them for her for Christmas one year. Some people might think this is kind of morbid. I don't care. Whatever. I wear them.
Oh, that's
cool.
But
when I was like, I wonder if I could still put an earring in, because I had the bigger hole.
Yeah.
I mean, mine healed up pretty well. I
think you can still like see, right?
I'm sure
like
if you got close, you could see that there's a little mark where it was, but it healed up good. Like if you never told me your ears were pierced, I would never guess that.
Okay, because you know there is a part where they told you where if you go too much, it never.
Yeah, you have a giant ear, and then they have to do surgery to make it look like you have a normal ear again.
I never wanted to go that big,
never.
I knew to like kind of get close to that, but I was like, I'm never hitting that threshold because I don't want saggy fucking ears, dude. Because
what about the people that do the crazy like lip expansion things?
Lip expansion.
Have you ever seen that? Well, this is cultural appropriation in its highest form, but there are tribes of people in Africa. You've seen the women with the long rings on their necks.
Yeah, I've seen that.
They have all these cultural things that are marks of beauty or power or what have you. And one of them is, I think in the Black Panther movie, they had legitimate tribe members from Africa to represent some of the tribes from Wakanda. And some of them had these crazy, I don't even know if you classify this as a piercing. It's like a, I
don't know why I'm not picturing that. Like it's extended
buddy,
out.
Look it up right now. I'm telling you. You're going to have to go simple on Google, but I feel like this will immediately pop up if you type in African lip piercing. But it's just, they essentially gauge their lip, dude.
Lip gauge, maybe?
Yeah. Like it goes, check this out. Oh, it's not even going to show us a photo right off the top. Click images. Boom.
Oh, I don't like that.
That's crazy, right?
What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
ew, dude. What the?
It seems so uncomfortable. My man right there, like 7 photos in, is his lip is the ear. If you get the gauges too big,
dude, that's gnarly. I've never seen this before. Not like that. That is weird, dude.
I used to go to metal and hardcore shows, and the people that had the insane gauges, if they were gonna go mosh, they would take the gauge out and they would flip the excess skin over their ear.
Yeah, seen it so it doesn't tear. That's insane. I gotta get this off. This is like bothering me, dude. It's like disturbing.
Okay, switch it.
Like
weird. Clearly you couldn't envision what I was telling you, but that is it, and it's intense.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Having something like up against your teeth and gums, that would be super uncomfortable.
I feel like that. It would feel like constant like pressure or pain too, because it would just be like weight on your like. I don't know. That's fucking weird, dude. Yeah, can't believe I've never seen that before. I don't like that.
I'm not a big piercing guy. I watched somebody get the. You've seen the snake
the split tongue thing? That weirds me out too, dude.
So I was getting this tattoo done. The artist that did a good amount of the tattoos that I have we had a little deal. I don't know if the boom's in a way, but it's my inner arm tattoo. Sure. But we had a deal because he lived out here briefly. He did my whole chest piece, and then he moved back to Chicago, which is where he's from. So he told me before he left, he said, hey, I'll come back here for like conventions and to do guest spots so I can finish up some of the other ones that we did and you can get more tattoos, da da da. So he comes back, he does a guest spot at this garbage ass tattoo shop because I get there, me and a friend, I haven't talked to him in years. Shit, I don't even know if you've ever met him. His name's Tommy Kearley. We were friends for a while. We have mutual friends. Some of them I still talk to. Richard, and I think Steve knows him too. But we went there both to get tattooed by Kelly in this shop.
Okay.
Well, it's a small, like, shitty little shack of a tattoo shop. And initially, he has me on a table laying down like this to get the tattoo done, which is comfortable because I'm laying. I just lay my arm out and he can, and they have all the little stands and stuff that they can prop your arm up with, so it's comfortable.
Yeah, that's cool.
About 2 hours into him doing this tattoo, this was probably like a solid 7 hours that he was doing, and that's jamming.
Dude, that shit, I feel like that hurts, right? Oh, that flashy area.
This area sucks. All my tattoo people out there, if you have sleeves or even half sleeves like me, you know that this area, like Derek, really quick for everybody at home right now, because you don't know this, I just want you to give yourself a good little pinch on that. Like get in there.
Yeah, it hurts really bad.
It is sensitive because like as me, fuck.
My tattoo kind of just goes a little bit in there, and you're like way in there. And when he started getting in there, I was like, ooh, I don't like that.
Oh, but even the outer arm, if they're going, because I got this tattoo.
It's pretty colored too, dude.
Yeah, I got this tattoo like 11 years ago, and it still pops. It's still super bright. He jammed the color into that, and the outside, the outer bicep isn't that bad because it's a pretty tough muscle.
I agree, yeah.
But when you're getting tattooed for like 9 hours, then it sucks. And it hurts really bad. And it hurts a lot, and you're like, when is this over? So about 2 hours in, this guy comes up and goes, hey, are you almost done with the table? Because I have a client coming in, and I need the table. So Kelly's a super nice guy. Honestly, Kelly is cool. I haven't talked to him in years, and we kind of fell off. I have artist prints of some really cool drawings that he did, and obviously he's done a lot of my tattoos, but he was a finalist on Ink Master.
Oh, sick, dude. Really? Oh, okay, nice. That's sick. I used to love that show, dude. Dave Navarro. That show was cool.
Unfortunately for him, because he was top 3, his season was right like mid-COVID, so they cut it off when it was to the top 3, and they basically... Kelly got cucked, dude, because they like just basically decided first, second, third. He didn't get to compete and do one of the big like final show pieces or do one of the last challenges to potentially be the Ink Master, which I feel like he got robbed. So anyways, he's a super nice guy, and he's like, okay, you can have the table. He asked me if I'm cool with that, and I'm like, I'm fine. At this point now, I am sitting in a barber's chair with my arm propped up on a toolbox like this.
Oh, it seems miserable.
For hours getting tattooed. It was horrible. And then, because we went probably at 10 a.m. because he was going to tattoo me, and then he was going to tattoo Tommy. And we were all just, going to hang out and have like a day, chill. Because Tommy had been there when I got my first tattoo and got some of the tattoos from Kelly and stuff. So it was kind of like a fun friend thing.
Yeah,
we should get a tattoo together at some point.
Yeah,
take the leap. I'm not even going to make you get one on the hand.
I'm not against getting one. I always like to have some type of meaning. So I have to figure out where to put it. But I'm not against it. Yeah.
We should just get natural, like a tag on us.
Natural or something.
It's like saying that we're natural. We should make it look like a label for like meat in the grocery store. It just says natural.
Yeah. Yeah, we should figure out something fun. I would do that. I always wanted like a little South Park tattoo. I think it would be kind of funny too, just because I love that.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
I'll get a Kyle because I'm a Kyle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That'd be fun.
It was so funny because when I went and got this one on my hand, and you've seen like the past couple episodes, the guy, it's this tattoo shop here in Vegas called Coolsville, and they specialize in the flash tattoos. And it's cool because it's an all-inclusive thing. They tell you what the price is, and it's like price of tattoo plus tip. So you just pay. The artist gets a tip.
So they probably are like really big during certain holidays, right? Like like St. Patrick's Day.
Well, I got this on Friday the 13th.
What other
me and
big
Tracy,
tattoo
Tracy, Friday the 13th tattoos. We're Friday the tattoo.
Yeah, I feel like there's
13th
always like
tattoo
specific
friends.
days, right, where people are like, let's get a tattoo. I can't think of any more, but I know those two.
But this shop is strictly like dedicated to that. I'm sure they do really well because it's Vegas and people come here.
Just quick tattoo.
They go, I'm gonna get a little tattoo, Vegas. Do it.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of really cool flash. So obviously, if you've been watching the pod, you know I work in construction and I already have tattoos on my hands. So I filled out the paperwork. Tracy got hers done first, and then I go back there. And I guess he couldn't see this, and he goes, "You're getting it on your hand?" And I'm like, "I work in construction, buddy, and I already have tattoos on my hand." And he goes, "Okay, cool." I respect that because some people make rash decisions and then you end up with a tribal tattoo on your face like Michael Tyson. So that's like responsible tattooing.
No, hold on. You just called him Michael Tyson?
Michael Tyson.
No, that's insane, dude. That's insane.
Nobody
Nobody
hits the full name. Michael Tyson.
That's psycho, dude.
It's not.
Mike Tyson.
I respect Michael Tyson. Unless he's a Matthew McConaughey type person where he doesn't want to get called Matt. His Matt would be Michael, obviously.
I don't know.
Do you think he's one of those people?
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say Michael Tyson. Like ever.
I'm glad.
Dude,
I'm so
like, no
fucking glad I don't have one of those names where people get to choose where they call you Mike, Mikey, Michael, or Dick is Richard.
Yeah.
How did that become a thing?
Yeah, I don't understand that either. But I don't know, dude. It's always been Mike Tyson. I've literally never heard anyone on this planet go Michael Tyson.
That's why I said it, because I have also never heard anyone call him Michael Tyson. So
what
I
if his
wanted
name
to be
actually
the
is
first.
just Mike? And it's not
Look
even
it up immediately. Because if that is the case and his legal name is Mike Stop Tyson, like Jack Reacher, then I'd be like, Mike Nunn Tyson. That would be hilarious. I mean, he's hard as fuck. There's never going to be Michael Gerard. Ooh, that's a strong middle name.
Yeah,
I like
Gerard.
that.
That's cool.
Gerard Tyson.
All right, he's a Michael, but that's fucking crazy. I've never, dude. Like that's like I feel like
Weigh in the live chat.
I feel like he might get upset
comments.
that you're calling him Michael. That might be like a personal, but like you can only call them it if you like know him or something, dude.
Well, no
weirdo.
disrespect to 50 Cent, because I would take the 50 or 50 gamble, but with Mike Tyson, never, because he may be, how old is he now? He's in his 60s now, right?
Yeah, he's like 59, I think. Yeah,
I don't care. I still know that if he decided to just smoke me with his right, I don't know what the power hand was, right hand, I'd be gone.
Oh yeah, dude. The
Doesn't matter what
average
the
man
age is. That's Michael
yeah.
Tyson.
Have you seen him punch that bag still sometimes? Even like at his age, he can hit still. Like obviously lose the power a little bit, but yeah, you don't want to get punched by that guy. So you're calling him Michael Tyson?
That's how
There's
you know.
no way
I'm
you're
not
calling
doing
him
it forever. I was trying it out. It's like when you wear an interesting hat and you hope that people just kind of appreciate it and go, he's trying something. But you called me out immediately on the Michael.
Yeah, because that's
immediately on the Michael.
We need comments, dude. That's going to be a short because I just think that's insane. I've never heard anyone say Michael Tyson in my entire life. You were the first one ever.
Yeah.
Groundbreaking.
But anyways, responsible tattooing.
Agreed.
Oh my God. We got off an insane segue. How did we get onto tattoo? Okay. Back to Kelly. So, oh my God. That was, I almost went down the wormhole so far that I couldn't come back to the original point that we were trying to get at. We went from tattoos and crazy body modifications to Mike
Tyson.
Or Michael, if you want to be respectful, Tyson.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
I'm in the shop. They have me in this chair now. I'm not happy, but no homo. I loved Kelly. Like, he was super cool. We had a connection. I feel like there is, for me personally, a lot of meaning and personal connection in the tattoos that I have. And I'm grateful for him because he gave me some really, like, all the tattoos I have really symbolize something and have meaning. So that was meaningful to me to have someone like him. And it was a random thing. I went into a tattoo shop. They have them here in Las Vegas. They're called Precious Slut. It's kind of aggressive on the ear.
That is
Precious Slut.
That is a little aggressive.
Precious Slut tattoo.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't love it either, but that's where he worked.
Okay.
So they have a bunch of these around town. I think they have like half a dozen of them.
Oh, really? Okay.
So
it's like a diversity,
right?
Diversity.
I'm trying to remember why I even on this day was like, fuck it, I'm going to get a chest piece.
Yeah, that's an aggressive fucking decision.
But for whatever reason, like I said, the stars, as it's happened so many times in my life, just kind of aligned, and I met Kelly, and I'm super grateful for him. So like, even though I didn't love getting tattooed like this, it was super uncomfortable. It hurt like a motherfucker. I was going to get through it because I respect his time. He flew out here. I had to get it done because I can't come back another day. He's only there for a limited period
I think
of time.
I remember actually though when you got that. About that, yeah.
So that hurt. I got through it, and now he was doing Tommy's sleeve, and he was doing a sleeve of American traditional flash on Tommy's arm. It's actually really cool. He basically has like a ton of small tattoos, and then there's little dots and crosses in between them. It's honestly, if you look back into old sailor tattoos, that was the original sleeve. They didn't do like they didn't do stuff like this where they're filling everything in and doing art. It was more like little doodles with things in between them to fill them in, so there wasn't blank spaces. So he's tattooing Tommy. This tiny little woman comes in and goes, hey, she didn't even have an appointment, Derek. She didn't even have an appointment. She didn't even have a scheduled appointment.
I like how it bothers you so much.
Because they're cutting your fucking tongue in half. People have less invasive surgeries that you have to do, file 18 pieces of paperwork and make 6 phone calls and wait 2 weeks and do a pre-op appointment, appointment, operation, post-op appointment to get the whole fucking thing done. And this bitch is going to come in here and get her tongue cut in half on a whim. No appointment. No planning went into this tongue getting cut in half.
That is aggressive, dude. I agree. It is aggressive. Well, what's the response? Yes? Just not even like a...
She comes in. I'm hurting. I literally went next door to this random little corner store that was near the tattoo shop and bought a Four Loko. That's how much pain I was in. I was like, I need to go to a different place right now. I didn't drive here. Therefore, I don't want to be here mentally. I get the Four Loko. I go back. She comes in and utters the craziest sentence ever, which is, I want to get, damn, what is the technical term for that?
I can look it up.
It's a snake tongue. Whatever the fuck they call that in body modification parlance. I don't know what it is. So she comes in. She asks to have her tongue cut in half. And they go, okay. They have because people think tattooing and body modification is this really seedy thing. But the thing you need to know is the people that are piercers and are really serious practitioners of this shit and are passionate about it, they take it seriously and they understand like you are causing a body trauma. And you can't fix that. You are changing somebody's body, so you have to be really respectful of the fact that they're making that choice, and you also have to make sure that they are making that choice.
It's called tongue forking. That's what it's called, dude. Tongue forking. Dude.
I mean, it's sexual.
Yeah, I don't think
fuck,
the
dude.
thing. The crazy
tongue bifurcation. Yeah. Ooh, that sounds medical and scary.
I know. I don't think you can like reverse it either. That's what I'm saying, which makes it even more insane. So like once you do it, like that's your tongue, dude.
Much like tattoos, I'm sure the reversal process would be horrifying, and you'd end up with a slimmer tongue because they'd probably have to shim out some pieces of meat in the middle and slap her together. The tongue, that's insane though, because your tongue, think about it, is super complex. It has
a lot of
I don't know how many,
like
but it has
buds.
Probably tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, taste receptors and all these things, blood vessels and things that are working. And you're just going to go, I want you to saw that in half. I just want you to cut me right down the middle.
I feel like as a piercer, like even able to do that, I feel like you got to be only a specific type of people.
This is an appointment thing, Derek. This is a fucking appointment job. How would you not get an appointment?
So how does the guy respond though? He's basically saying like, "Hey, I can't do that procedure," or what?
So,
or he's like, "What?"
Even though this tattoo and body modification shop was kind of a shack, they did have a nice little surgical suite, if you will, for the piercing, tongue bifurcation, and what have you. Maybe you want to get a giant lip piercing. You can't do it all at once. You got to stretch it out. So he goes, hey, this guy, it's funny because he had huge gauges. He had all kinds of crazy piercings, tattoos. And he was just super nice. He goes, okay. He goes, here's some paperwork that we're going to need you to fill out. And I just want to come back here into this room and I want to talk to you for a little bit. And let's just have a discussion. He takes her back there. And you think that maybe they'll talk for 15 minutes. He talked to this woman for an hour, Derek. He talked to her for an hour. And I even popped in there with my 4 Loko and was listening. He was super nice to me, but even at a certain point, I was like, this is an irreversible decision, so you need to really be sure that this is something that you want. And even he looked at me and went, yep, that part, that right there. This is something.
Oh, you said this shit.
Oh, yeah.
To her.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because he was honestly really trying to talk her out of it. And
so you said that, and what does she say?
She was dead set on having it done, Derek.
So she was just sitting there, whatever, and then didn't matter. She was
and
doing
they
it.
have,
whoa, dude,
because of the nature of what he's doing, because in between him talking to her and everything, he and I kind of spoke, because I was curious at this point. I was like, I really respect the fact that you are making sure that she is fully prepared.
Please tell
for what's
me you
about to
watched.
happen. Oh yeah.
Can you explain?
Derek,
Okay,
Derek, the spoiler Productions, turn off, dude. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, we'll get to that part. That's
it's like one I want to, but not want to at the same time. Oh.
I was committed to watching it because part of me was like,
you can't look away.
No, you can't.
Fuck, because I feel like this. You're about to explain this where I feel like it's gnarly.
I'm not trying to make anybody lose their lunch or their dinner.
No, I know, but I kind of do want to know.
Oh yeah, the second, because
spoiler alert.
I was curious, so I was getting close to the door and ear hustling his conversation. I was getting close.
Well, because I would imagine to some degree, was he upset, or do you think he was upset that you're even in there? Because it's almost like a private convo. It's like, hey, fuck, get out of here.
No, okay. So for a little context, before that, he was in the shop and he was in there cleaning everything and just kind of like inventorying all of the piercing equipment he had and just kind of getting ready for any walk-ins that he would have for the day. And he was talking to Kelly. He was talking to me. He was talking to Tom. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's insane. That's like saying, I want you to cut my leg off at the knee and then just stitch it on top of my head. The tongue is insane.
Well, there is one thing that might be close to is like the dudes that pierce their dick.
I honestly think tongue trumps the pee-pee piercing.
I think so too, but that would be like, oh my God, like that's also like, whoa. But anyways, we won't go deep down.
This whole episode is about to be about piercings after this because I have more stories to tell.
Okay.
So he's doing a seminar, and I just respect that. As a human being, I'm like, you're making sure that this person is making a decision.
I think it's the right thing to do, and you need to do that. I would even almost argue, hey, I need you to go home and sleep on it for one night only, and then you come back.
Yep.
Because people could still.
I wouldn't even do a night. I'd be like, so what we're gonna do is let's have you fill out your paperwork. We're gonna schedule this a week out, or more.
Yeah, and like,
so that way,
that really makes
way you really have time to make sure that this is something that you want to do. Because if they walk out and they want to do it, maybe they'll go to a shop where some reckless cocksucker will do it.
I know,
and that's what they get. They were destined to do it. Sometimes you can only control the world so much, and if people want to jump off the cliff, then they're gonna do it.
Correct. Yeah.
So she's like, yes. She wants it. She is super. I honestly want to know,
how young was she? Like if you had to guess,
I want to say it
like younger, older.
I want to say at the time I was probably early 20s, maybe 24, and she was probably around the same age as me. She was definitely of legal age, a young adult.
Still younger to do like, I want this now.
Very young. Yeah. I mean, when you're in your early 20s, very young.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like that's like when you get older, you're like, why the fuck did I do this? But anyway,
or maybe you love it, but that's an insane gamble to take when you're doing it in the moment.
Okay, so anyway,
so she decides she's gonna do it.
Okay,
I have abandoned my friend who's getting tattooed by my other friend at this point.
Fine,
I am all in on the tongue splitting moment, and even he is like, I don't know where we were at with iPhones and shit at the time, but even he was like, record. I did end up recording it. I asked her before.
Oh, do you still have that by some?
No, dude, no, that's long gone. I'm a serial deleter. I keep no keepsakes. Everything's up here in the mind vault. Yeah, really? I get rid of shit.
Oh, all right.
I like to. That's one of the reasons why one of my greatest fears is having something that affects my brain and my memory and losing those, because this is where I store shit, because you can't always rely on physical things existing or being around. They could be destroyed.
Yeah, but don't you feel like some pictures would be nice to like always have that picture?
Ladies, if you've ever sent me a nude, just know after a certain period of time, I respectfully deleted that.
The nudes?
Nope, I'm respectful.
Oh, come on,
I think that's disrespectful. At a certain point, for me, I'm just saying this is my opinion. At a certain point for me, I'm going to get rid of it, because if we haven't talked in a while or anything, I just feel kind of dirty holding on to that. And even if I don't text them and go, hey, remember that picture of your titties you sent me 3 years ago? No, just deleted it. You know what I'm saying? But also, I just feel like that's kind of good on me for being a decent person and getting rid of it. Even though there are times
too, maybe, but yeah.
Yeah. There have been some women that I had brief little liaisons with, and they sent me some nice pictures, and I respectfully deleted them after a certain period of time. And then I ran into them later on, and I'm like, damn, now I'm trying to mentally get that picture back in my brain.
Men are simple
What's your titties look like? We love titties. we love titties.
Getting pictures, getting like a surprise one is always pretty nice too. The girl that you're with and you like, and she just like sends you a little
titties
surprise,
are S
little
tier.
surprise.
We love them,
dude. It's like
they're fantastic.
Yeah. Anyway, so it is. You're in it now. He's allowing you to stay in the room to watch.
Yeah, she said. Okay. Well,
she says,
like
fine,
I said, this piercer, body modification artist, whatever the hell you're supposed to call them, was a super nice guy.
Yeah. That's outward like, look, don't judge a book by its cover, dude. Yeah,
exactly.
Kind of crazy. Yeah,
just a very nice guy. Because I asked, and he was like, as long as she's okay with it, I'm fine with it. She said it's fine. So there's a pretty intense. He had a pretty intense apparatus to kind of secure the tongue. And he even...
It's like a saw contraption and shit. Just fucking... fucking head guard on. Just...
Hold on. Stick it out like you did before. It was kind of pointy. Yeah. Damn. I podcast with Gene Simmons. Jesus, look at that tongue.
Remember? Dude,
that was dirty as fuck. Why did you have to...
Well, wasn't it like Detroit Rock City, the movie I told you about on the pod to watch? Remember that's the one where it shows the tongue in his mouth? There's that scene where it shows his giant tongue just...
No. Good for you, Gene.
Dude, he removed... I don't know if this is a rumor, but supposedly he removed the bottom of his tongue so that it would be longer, dude. It's literally another procedure that
sounds like some 80s rock bullshit where you're like, I want to sound extreme as fuck. Nah, he just had a big tongue.
Maybe, dude.
It's the pussy-eating champion of all time, guaranteed.
Well, yeah, that dude said he's been with like over 1,000 women, I think he says, and I kind of believe it, dude. I mean, when you're Kiss was huge, bro. Kiss was insane back in the day.
Kiss is fine. Let's get back to the story. So, it's go time. He has the apparatus on her. He didn't
give her like any type of like a numbing or like any type of like thing to numb, like a numbing cream or a shot or something. Because I feel like this is about to fuck.
I don't think so, because you need to have. I think you have to be like a licensed nurse practitioner or something to be able to administer drugs like that.
Well, that's why it's even more concerning to have a guy that's not some type of nurse doctor just chopping my tongue in half.
I wonder if they have any places where they will numb you so you can do it painlessly, because there are a bunch of these higher end tattoo artists, and a lot of NFL players, rappers, etc. will get full back pieces, and they go under anesthesia. There's 4 artists just.
Oh yeah, it's insane. Yeah.
They're pussies. Now, the thing that you need to know is they're pussies. The thing that you need to know is their recovery from that sucks, dude. And you have done massive trauma to your skin. So like the aftercare that you have to do to take care of that, to make sure the tattoo turns out nice, must be insane. Because even when I got this done, some of the areas where there's deeper color got really scabbed. And for my tattoo people out there, you have to baby that tat and let it heal. You don't want any scabs falling off. You want the skin to kind of, I mean, ideally when you get a big tattoo, it hurts, it's stingy. Maybe there's a couple spots that scab up a little bit. For the most part, it just like peels like a sunburn, and you just take care of it and you're really gentle to it. But those full ones must be insane on the recovery, but also you're a bitch because those back tattoos would take several hour sessions.
They should
of
do
you
it that
sitting
way,
there.
though.
Earn it. If you're gonna get a tattoo, fucking earn it.
I agree.
This chick earned it. Earned it. So I don't remember because this was over a decade ago, but I'm gonna go ahead and go out on a limb here and say she got no kind of anesthesia because once again, he would have to be some kind of licensed physician or somebody with a license where he could.
And how insane is this device he's about to fucking have to chop?
He had a medical scalpel. He opened it and pulled it out because I mean, you're not gonna pull out a kitchen knife and go, time to split your tongue in half.
Cut and shit, though, dude. This seems like super dangerous too. Like I'm telling you, I think you could bleed out and die from an artery in your tongue. Dude.
he took a solid half an hour to clamp her tongue. He strapped her to like a fucking mental patient.
Dude,
he strapped her to the well, you have to be still. Your tongue is getting cut in half. Your tongue is getting
stressing
cut in half.
me the fuck out, dude.
So he had her strapped. He has a contraption on it. He even, similar to what they do when they mark you for a stencil on a tattoo or something, or if they're doing a piercing, they always mark it. They have you look at it. He held up a mirror and everything and all that. But ultimately, the decision is his. It doesn't matter what you think about it, bitch. He's the one that's got to cut down the center like a carpenter and saw that tongue in half.
Yeah, no shame.
But also, they use the scalpel because it's a microscopically ultra sharp device where he can just go whoop, and it's done. So she's in the device.
Sawing motion.
Nope. He did it in one fell swoop. He was like shoop, because the thing that he had clamped on her tongue had a little guard at the back that was essentially a guide, like this is where you stop. I don't know how that works because obviously people have different sized tongues, and I think. Because once again, it took him a half hour to kind of get set up to do the deed. So I feel like he looked at where the blood vessels were in her tongue and all that before he split it.
So he just goes, cha, and then she's like...
Well, you don't swing. He gets up close with surgical gloves on and goes... Shh.
I was adding a little flavor, okay? Let me add my flavor.
That's how you know the person getting their tongue split is psychotic. If they're like, can you just run across the room with the scalpel and see where you chop it?
So is there just like blood fucking gushing and shit? Is she like bleeding badly? Like, can you tell? Is it just kind of like, did she go like, fuck, or any reaction?
So they cut it and then they cauterize the wound because they have to close that up.
That makes sense.
So, and the funny thing is, your mouth, if you didn't know this or not, your mouth heals much more quickly than other areas of your body. And that's why there's so many blood vessels, because this is sensitive tissue. Sometimes you bite your cheek or you have something happen, you bleed a little bit. So it is by design made to heal more quickly. But you got to close that up because obviously you got to eat and do other shit and not infect your tongue.
I wonder what like eating with it too, like if you can feel it as two things now. You know what I mean? Like
you just do tricks. You take a cherry and set it on the
like
tongue,
hopping it, like
dribble it back and forth.
You're like juggling your fucking cherry, dude. Like two little tongue arms, just juggling fucking little.
Rip the stem off, tie it in a knot with each side of the fucking tongue. So he cuts. The second that scalpel, because I was staring at her face. I was extremely voyeuristic in this situation because I wanted to know
Dexter
what the experience was like.
Shit.
The second that sliced into her tongue, she realized, fuck. Because I will never forget the look on this woman's face. Her eyes just got wide and she was like, and it was done, and he cauterized it, but she seemed like regret.
Oh, no.
It looked like immediate regret.
Not even after all that. That's my point. An hour is not long enough, dude. Should have sent her fucking home, dude. Oh fuck! Just
I can't even remember what the bill was on that because I remember
it's gotta be like a good amount.
I remember at the time I was like, damn, that cost a pretty penny
like
too.
Yeah, fuck.
But yeah, immediate.
Maybe because of the pain too.
That was another thing I showed Tommy and Kelly, and then deleted respectfully because I'm a deleter.
That's insane though, dude. Oof.
You got to live, I went from a rum and coke to an energy drink because we're about to go play some Magic. You got to live intensely your entire life.
That was intense, dude. I don't know if I could handle much more piercing stories, dude. We might need to change the convo, dude. You got me a little fucking stomachy.
Okay.
See it? I got fucking lip. You'll see it. I'm putting the picture in.
Derek's been traumatized by the lip piercing.
And then chopping a tongue, dude, because I'm just imagining. I know what the tongue piercing felt like, and it did not feel good, so I could only imagine like chopping it in full. It did not feel good. And the thing that's nasty about the tongue too is I felt it pop through the bottom. Yeah, you know that like pop through. It's like dude.
I mean, I felt that stabbing some chicken when I was making dinner or whatever. I
wanted to get my eyebrow pierced at one point too because I was like,
I'm so
fucking emo boy.
glad you didn't. That would be, I'd roast the fuck out of you if you had a little eyebrow piercing scar. Don't you dare.
I was totally like the fucking Hot Topic metal kid, but I played guitar. I was good. But anyways.
Have you ever had a coworker that was just a mess? Somebody you worked with, and when they came in, you looked at them and went, you had a very rough night.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're going to make it through the day to the end of this shift.
Yeah, I've seen people get that all the time.
Do you have a specific example or?
It's nothing that would be like anything crazy, dude. Just when you're a younger kid, you have like buddies that come into work to shovel, and they just rage it all night, and then you're like, oh, you're really fucking struggling today. I was probably like that when I went to like class, like college, like when after playing poker, because I'd play poker till like 6 a.m, and then I'd have a class at 7.
You slam like 3 Red Bulls, and you're like, I'll get through the class.
Oh
like,
yeah, dude. And I'm just like, and then sometimes not best life decisions, but I'm like, I just made like $3,000 last night. Like, why am I in? Fuck that. I'm going home, going to sleep.
If only we
dude,
could make
we played golf
every
sometimes. Night. Remember that? We were psychos too, dude.
That's being in your 20s right there.
You'd have a whole night out, dude, and it was like a fun night. We're like, we're going golfing, dude, and that was, I'm not gonna lie, some of those were like, that was like, I wish we were not golfing
in the middle of summer too. I would steal golf balls from the pro shop at Silverstone so I could launch them into the fucking water and be like, fuck
yeah, dude. Silverstone was great. But anyways, besides like, so myself a couple times even, but I mean nothing where it would be like some crazy story other than just seeing like, oh, that dude got fucked up or whatever the night before or something.
Okay. In construction, their degeneracy abounds. Seeing someone violently hungover at work, as long as they're not operating a piece of machinery, is fine, but it is pretty normal. If you see the crane operator staggering towards the cockpit, send him the fuck home immediately.
Fuck that.
This guy I worked with was a fucking animal, Derek. He was 52 years old. This guy was a shyster because I make the leather tool pouches and shit, right?
You've showed it on socials and stuff.
There's little videos of me making them. There's some cameos from Dad. It's fun. It's a good time. If you're into DIY shit, go check those videos out.
It's pretty sick how you make them and stuff. Yeah. There's like a whole process and shit. It's cool.
But I do that. It's more of a hobby than to make money. Like, I don't even charge top dollar for the amount of time that I put in them. So I feel like I'm being pretty reasonable. But also, I want my fucking money. So I made this guy a pouch. I could kind of tell he was a wheeler and dealer when he got there. He was I don't know if he's Mexican. He's a Hispanic dude. Real charismatic and funny and shit. But also, with those people, some of them you can kind of tell you're a fucking hustler.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what hustlers are, dude. I would argue like Wolf of Wall Street, dude. That's fucking what he was, dude. Yeah. Smooth talker, quick on their feet and shit. Dude.
Just for an example of how much of an animal this guy was. Okay, first of all, he was 52 years old. I mean, he still is. This person still is amongst the living as far as I know. Maybe not, dude, because he is an animal. But he had a girlfriend in her 30s who just had his baby, and he's 52. Now, that's no Al Pacino having a baby at like 89 or however fucking old he is now.
Yeah, or the guy of like Rolling Stones and shit. I don't know, these dudes have kids when they're like in their 70s.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's so fucking irresponsible.
Yeah,
what's the cutoff? What would you say is like the oldest age that you should father a child? Obviously, women are kind of limited to how long the oven keeps working. Sorry, ladies.
I'd probably say, like, for me personally, like, I think 45 is probably a good, like, cutoff.
Oh my God. 10 Nostradamus. I had 45 in my head. Yeah, 45.
Because you're still number. Like, fine. You know what I mean? Like, 5 years until you're 50, and that's kind of probably the toughest years. As I get older, it doesn't matter as much.
And if you have a heart attack at 61, at least the kid's old enough to drive now, and they can figure it out. A couple years away from adulthood. But still, it's crazy. I would never have a kid at 52.
Yeah, no, it's pretty old, dude. I think anything, like I said, I mean, I could even maybe go like 49, maybe, but once you hit 50 and above, like, nah.
Yeah, you need to retire. Doesn't mean that your balls don't work anymore. It just means that you don't need to use
have
them.
A kid.
They're like nuclear weapons. Just keep them in the silo. Yeah. Like, don't let them out. So I made him one of the pouches, and he immediately gave me the runaround. Because usually I make them, I give them. I don't collect until I have it done and I give it to them. Yeah. Because I don't really need you to give me the money. It's more of a hobby. And that's part of the whole brotherhood thing of the union is we have this trust, and some people don't deserve the trust and respect.
Yeah, but the money still goes back in it so you can keep doing more for other people.
I mean, it still matters. I'm not doing it for free. I'll make them for apprentices for free because they don't make shit. Or they make a lot less than us. So it's kind of my nice way of going, here's a little gift. And it's something that if they take care of it, will last them throughout their career. And it's kind of a cool piece, if you will. I consider them art, honestly.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
So I made him one, and he gave me the runaround for a month, and he ultimately ended up giving me half the money because people kept bringing it up to me, and I'm like, whatever. I'm like,
he still only gave you half.
If he doesn't give me the money, then he's a fucking piece of shit. And whatever, I'm not going to lose my job because this guy stiffed me on something that I made him.
But that's still so shitty to do something because he's like seeing you every day too. That's what's crazy to me. It's like if I fuck someone over, I got to see you every day now.
He wasn't seeing me every day because this motherfucker had the worst attendance record ever. And it was almost immediately within the first couple of weeks. He was calling out, leaving early, all this shit. I didn't care about that because he was just entertaining. It's annoying when somebody owes you some money and they don't pay you, but it is what it is. But to that point, he would be calling out all the time, leaving early. He's got the new kid. This guy's got like an open court case where he's suing somebody and all this. I don't know how people live such chaotic lives.
It is chaotic. Because I was going to say, like, for the kid, it would make sense, but also take some time off, right? Like if you want to spend time with your newborn, which I think me, I don't have kids. I don't know about you, but if I had a kid, I would take some time off to like be, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, and that's not to your point. Yes, he should have, but he also had just taken the call, and within a month, he had the kid, which is crazy. But also, shit, dude, if you ain't working and you need money, you got to get back to work. But also, if you ain't showing up to work, how are you going to keep the job? They were super nice to him, honestly. He lasted way longer than he rightfully should have, and it was hilarious because, like, a week or two before he actually got smoked, it was written on his face. He had the I'm going to get laid off look. Like, I know that look. I've seen it many, many times. But
you did it to yourself, right? So
you'd have to be an idiot to not go, I'm not going to keep this job because I don't show up. So he was a wheeler and dealer, dude. He had this younger, because I mean, we aren't old. We're kind of in that middling phase where we're at. We're not old, we're not young, we're just in the middle.
Right? Yeah, we're still in the middle. But like someone that's like 17 or something would be like, you're fucking old, dude.
I suppose.
We're almost 40, buddy.
You dirty little bastards. But he lived. I mean, I still hit it pretty hard. I'm not 40 yet, but you know, I dabble. I drink. I smoke a little weed, you know. I don't really go out and go to the bars or go crazy or anything. He's still that type because every once in a while he would come into work after he had called out, and I knew that he wished he hadn't called out the day before so he could call out today because he looked rough.
Fuck yeah.
He looked rough. At one point in time, he was like, hey, check this out. Because I guess the gal that he had the baby with, this is gross, also had an OnlyFans. And he had a video where he was just her in the bum in the car. And he goes, yeah, the car broke down and we were waiting for the tow truck. So I just...
And he showed you. I mean, this is getting edited. I can't fucking leave that in, dude. I can't leave that in.
It happened, dude.
I know.
He was living. He was wild.
Dude.
So...
Fucking weird.
So the day that he got laid off, he comes in and he looks like shit. His eyes are bloodshot. He's fucked up. I mean, he told me at a certain point that he had gotten 3 DUIs in a year. And I don't know how you're still a free man walking amongst us.
That actually like pisses me off because those are the people where they got those chances and the next thing you know, they do it again, they kill someone. And then that just angers me because it's like, why wasn't that motherfucker held accountable before that? I'm not trying to go the dark route, but that's just a reality.
No, it's true. I totally agree with you.
Mad. I don't like that, dude. Like fucking pay for an Uber or something. Drive responsibly, seriously. That shit, I don't know.
Yeah. If you drink, don't drive. That's why I have
why,
Derek.
like, when I'm
I
with
drink,
you,
he drives, I buy the gas.
Yeah, maybe I'll have one, dude, but I never get fucking
correct.
When
Never
I'm
get
driving
trashed
ever,
and
dude,
drive.
because I just don't. Yeah, I don't want to fuck with that, dude. So
yeah. So,
but anyways, 3 in 1 year, Jesus. Dude.
Oh yeah,
that's
I'm like,
insane. How are you still?
And then he comes in looking like that.
Yeah, he was probably still fucked up. Honestly, I feel like when you look a certain point, you're still not sober, right? Like you're still you're still carrying over from the night, dude. The night is still not over, dude. You're just reaching a new day.
And for my people out there that were previous degenerates who looked at themselves in the mirror amidst this, or you knew somebody who was on some crazy drugs, he looked yacked out. He looked like he was on narcotics.
Bad, dude, just fucking
people that go on crazy cocaine benders and stuff look like cows that have rabies. When they're like at the tail end of the bender and they really need to go to sleep, their jaw and they're leaning.
I've never seen it, but dude, I feel like I would imagine that drug because I've never fucked with it. I've never really been around people that do that shit because it's just not for me. But I would imagine because that's what it is, right? It's like this huge energy, adrenaline, like rush bump where you're just exaggerating so much energy.
Why are you asking me like I've done cocaine?
Well,
I've never done
cocaine
on the record.
Someone that's done it is what I'm saying. I haven't seen that.
Get you up. Where get you up.
But my point is when you come down. I've heard that it's like terrible. That's my point. Is you have fucking nothing left. I heard it's also very depressing because you have like this rush of like happiness.
Well,
like,
it's because when you do it,
right? Yeah.
your brain dumps all this dopamine. That's the happy fun times. But your brain can only secrete a certain amount of that chemical. Yeah. So when you're out of it, your brain goes, now you're sad. Now you're really sad. Really sad. Yeah.
It's weird how that happens, dude. How your brain's like can create those feelings. I don't know.
Don't do cocaine.
No, I'm good on
but
that. I don't want to ever.
It was funny because I mean, I am sure he probably did a little maintenance bumperino in the parking lot before he came in so he could get through the workday. So he comes in, me and the foreman that I was working for could already tell he was a mess, but also it was a running joke amongst the crew because this guy constantly, and it was never the same day because there are some people in the union that are crazy gambling addicts / alcoholics. There was this one guy I worked with who told the foreman straight up, hey, when I get paid on Friday, I'm leaving. As soon as I get my check, he would hold the check. He would cuck us all and hold the checks just to make this motherfucker work longer so he wouldn't leave. Because he would get his check and go straight to Dottie's. And then he'd come back from Dottie's on Monday.
Depressing, dude. Probably more unhappy than happy.
Oh, yeah. For my Vegas peeps, if you have ever stepped foot in a Dottie's, Jackpot, Joni's, Red Dragon, or any of those places that just have slot machines, you know that is a house of depression, dude.
Yeah, dude. I've only been inside of Dottie's once, and it's like because I didn't really know about it, and I knew instantly. I was like, oh, this is a place you go to die, dude. Like this. You have no soul left, dude. This is where you come.
They should just have the chairs padded like a coffin, so you could just.
Yeah, dude, just soulless button pushing in there, dude.
Oh
like,
man,
give it up, dude.
So he's looking rough, but he comes in, he gets tooled up, and he goes to work. So we're all like, cool. I kind of peek in on him a couple times in the morning just to see if he's going. He's going. About 2 hours into the day, I go back to our lockup, and this motherfucker is standing by these giant trash cans that we have, splashing water in his face and just puking into the bucket.
Just go home, dude. Just go fucking home at this
Should have been a call out.
Yeah,
he had to come in to get laid off. It was funny because when he got laid off, they're like, it was like fishing. They're like, got him. He came in on the day that we needed to get it done.
Fuck, dude.
But he did that, and then he tried to go back to work, and at this point he was really coming down from the shit, because I saw him finish something and go back to grab a tool, and he was reaching for it like it was something that was sinking into the abyss, like his soul had left his body.
Jesus, dude.
Like that shit from what the hell was the name of that movie with Vin Diesel? Riddick, Chronicles of Riddick. You remember the bad guy where he was like, "I'll take your soul," and he ripped it out, and the
like
guy
Mortal
was reaching
Kombat's
for it.
on that
It was
shit,
like that, and at this point, I'm staring at him to see if he's gonna go down.
Oh shit, dude, that's crazy. He's a fucking zombie, dude.
But he was so fucked up, dude. Poor guy. I mean,
they made him
poor
work
kid.
the day too before they lay you off. Oh, okay.
Well,
it's like
so
they should just let him.
I think they had already kind of decided that he was getting laid off on the day because it was payday. So they have to pay that you're getting paid for the pay period. We call it 2 checks. In construction, if you're getting 2 checks, that means you're out of there. You're getting laid off. Because they pay you for the pay period that you just worked, and then they pay you for the upcoming pay period that would be next week, because you are losing your job. But it was funny because I was like, the foreman saw him doing the junkie lean and was like, I'm gonna go to the trailer and see if the check's here, because we gotta get this guy out of here.
Like
but he laid him off,
dude,
and then he immediately went and locked up all the toolboxes and shit so he couldn't come back and rob us after he lost his fucking, because people do that shit, dude. People are salty. Oh yeah. I mean, it sucks losing your job, and sometimes people are upset about that shit, and they're like, now I'm gonna steal.
Yeah, I guess. Fuck, that's insane, dude. Wild.
People, we are
down.
Creeping up on the Hundy.
We are, dude. Let's go.
We're going to do a recap of our favorite moments. If you guys would like, send us an email, send us a DM on Instagram, message us however you can, send your questions. If you have a favorite moment, anything like that, we'll read it in the episode. We want to make this really interactive. We love those of you who are a dedicated fan.
Yeah, we'll answer some questions on the 100th episode. It'll be cool. It'll be a little interactive.
Get in there. Yeah. And also, if you haven't, or if you like, get a nice shirt or a hat. Plug the merch right at the back end. Oh my God, Derek, I'm going to do this for you right at the end. And also, we forgot the intro again.
Dude. We just keep forgetting.
We're podcasting.
Oh, fuck.
We'll see you on the next one. We just need to stop doing intros. Intros are a thing of the past, dude. I fucking was thinking about it before right when we started. I was like, I need to hit an intro. Didn't do it.